Hello. Welcome to Grounded, everybody, my Q&A live stream. It is currently January 14th, 2020. I want to start off with we are now podcastable, so I do this live on YouTube. I answer questions live for everybody. We first go over a little bit of news, mostly Tesla related, but really anything that's even kind of related to Tesla or tech related, things like that. So if you're listening on a podcast, that's really cool. I'd love to hear from you somehow. Of course, you can't comment on there, but you should be able to find it. I've seen it on Apple. I've seen it on Google. You can get it in your Tesla if you drive a Tesla, via TuneIn, all those different things. So yes, please send them on Twitter via DM. So anyway, if you are on the podcast, I'm going to try to keep this rolling so that it's interesting as a podcast. I always will read the questions I'm answering along with the name of the person so you know what I'm talking about. So I think it should be pretty fun. I listened to, there's one episode up right now, I listened to it, and audio was good. It was kind of interesting to listen to. So I hope you guys enjoy that as a podcast. I forgot my heater was on, so hopefully that wasn't too annoying. I'll turn that off. So let's start out today. I talked about the podcast. So I'm using a new streaming software, OBS, Stream Labs. I was already using OBS, but Stream Labs. So now we have some extra things you can do. You can like put an exclamation point before a word, and there are commands. So for example, if you want to know about my car, type exclamation point car, and it'll tell you kind of the info about my car. Along with that, if you are somebody that likes to use super chats, first of all, thank you. I really appreciate it. There is a better way to go, though. If you want to do that, just type exclamation point tip, and then you can, sorry, I'm just making sure everything's good with the audio here. And then you can see how to donate through there. And it's just, there's no fee that way. YouTube takes a pretty decent chunk of change when you do super chats. I'm sorry if I check my texts and things. I need to make sure that Stephanie doesn't need any help with the baby. So yeah, that's OBS Stream Labs, that's Super Chats, and I see people using it, and I don't see it doing anything. That's sad face. So yeah, that's the link Ben sent. Okay, well, I don't know. I had it set up, and I thought, what is that? Oh, somebody just subscribed. Okay, anyway, this is going to be really distracting. I'll do my best. So, and again, for podcast listening people, I'm going to do my best to, via voice, tell you what's going on, because I know you can't see the chat and things. So I'm sorry, guys. I guess those are not working. I don't know. I set them up. I don't know why they're not working. Maybe, actually, Nick can work on that. He has a little bit of access. So, Nick, if you want to work on that and see if you can get them to work, I would be appreciated. Thank you very much. Okay. So on to news. The first thing I want to tackle here is the Model Y rumors that have been swirling around, mostly today, but I also... it's working now. So it's just a little bit of lag. Okay, sorry. I'm going to be really distracted by the chat. The Model Y rumors that have been going around, mostly today, and I think they started like yesterday or the day before, about the Model Ys coming like this month or next month or something. Now, why that started is Tesla applied for their CARB certificates. It's something in California that shows the efficiency of the car and how much it pollutes and things like that. And so when they did that for the Model 3, the Model 3 was out being sold to... Whoa, Mother Frunker, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, podcast people. The chat is really distracting. When those CARB certificates came out for the Model 3, the car was then released to employees. It was being sold to employees within a few weeks. And then, after it was sold to employees, the Model 3, it started being sold to the public. So anyway, people saw that Tesla got these CARB certificates, and now they're kind of going wild. I know iOneTesla made a video, and it just said, like, Model Y's coming. And I'm like, or it said something like, the first Model Y's been delivered. And I was like, dude, that's messed up. Don't do that. Because it hasn't been delivered, obviously. But so people think that the Model Y is coming any day. It's possible that it's coming any day. But let's not get our hopes up. There's nothing to indicate that's actually happening. But it should be out the middle of this year. So thank you, Mother Frunker. That's very nice of you. Okay, so I wanted to address that. I wanted to address that about the Model Y because people get excited and then it doesn't happen and they get let down. But it's like that wasn't actually ever announced by Tesla. So what are you being let down about? Solar roof. So I just saw this actually earlier today from Electric. This is pretty exciting. So Tesla's solar roof is mostly, they mostly have employees right now. I think it's California, Florida, and Texas. That's where they're kind of ramping up the installs. Well, how that was known is because of their hiring of kind of contracted companies. And Electric had this list. I don't know where they got it, but that's another thing. After the show, I will edit the description of this video, and it'll also, for podcast people, it's in the description. I will have links to everything I talk about so that you can also read about it after the fact. So now there are Tesla job listings for solar glass in these states. So get excited if you're in one of these states. Arizona in Phoenix, Colorado in Parker, Connecticut in Hartford. That tripped me up for a second because I'm right by Hartford, Michigan. Delaware, Wilmington and Seaford, Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Hawaii, part of Hawaii, Oregon, Portland, Maryland, Hunt Valley, Massachusetts, Marlboro, which I used to actually live there, next to it anyway, and Taunton, both of those are Massachusetts, New York, Bethpage and New Windsor, New Jersey, Blackwood, Pinebrook, Texas, Austin, and Utah, Draper. So that is super exciting. Unfortunately, nothing about Michigan in there. But if you live in one of those places, Tesla Solar may be available to you soon. So that is really, really exciting. Okay, so Gigafactory 4, this is exciting. Just like Gigafactory 3, it seems to be going really fast, at least in terms of like the red tape and the paperwork and things like that are going on. And so the trees are going to, they may have started cutting those down, or they're going to be soon. And I think Tesla said that they're going to replace them with 2 times the trees that they're cutting down. They're going to plant. They're going to plant double whatever they cut down. I think that's what I read. Unfortunately, there are protesters there. And I don't know. It's very weird to me. Like, why are you protesting this? Well, I shouldn't say that. I understand why you're protesting it. Because, you don't want the trees cut down. But you got to think long term here, especially if Tesla says they're going to plant double the trees, then aren't you like, yes, please cut them down? It results in more trees. But whatever. So, thank you so much, Tortellini. That is very nice of you. Okay. But anyway, yeah, Gigafactory 4 is off. They got a lot of their permits are approved and stuff like that. So it's going great. I do have merch now. I think you can probably see it on the live stream. I don't look at the same thing that you do through the live stream, but I think it's right below the video if you guys are interested. Just to let you know, I haven't received any of the merch in the mail. I've ordered some of the stuff so I can just make sure it's good quality. I did pick all the high quality options that I could, and I tried to keep prices competitive. I looked at a lot of other YouTubers, and I'm on the middle to I'm pretty much on the middle end of the prices. I've seen people way higher than me, and I've seen people a bit lower than me, but for the quality, I think it's fair. Let me know what you think of the merch. I'm open to suggestions and stuff like that. But I'm really excited for it. What was this relating to? Oh, okay. So we have the talking Teslas. Elon Musk sent out a tweet, and it showed this Tesla driving by, and it's like, don't just stand there, hop in. And it's like out of, people assume, we don't know for sure, but we assume out of the pedestrian speaker, so it makes the weird noises as the car is in forward and reverse. We assume that through those speakers, the car is going to get all these different ways to chat and talk to people on the outside of the car. Now, it could be the interior speakers. We don't know, but it's probably the external ones. And so it's just like really funny. And, speaking of updates, we haven't gotten an update in a while. Tesla kind of went really crazy. A1 credit. Thank you so much. That is very nice of you. You're thanking me. I'm thanking you. Thank you. We haven't gotten an update in a while. Our last update was my last update was January, not January, December 31st was my last update. So it's been 2 weeks, and it's been a while, and that's fine. Hopefully the engineers got a little break. They were going crazy with updates at the end of December, which was exciting it was exciting if you had hardware 3. It wasn't so exciting for me, but it was still a lot of fun. So we haven't gotten an update in a while, but hopefully we'll get one soon. And then we can't not talk about Tesla stock. Oh my gosh. It closed today at $537, which, in my opinion, is a long time coming. I'm surprised that it wasn't higher sooner. I think a lot of us who were fans, like really extreme fans, like this was inevitable. We knew it was going to happen. The cars are amazing, and the people that you see kind of talking down about the cars are people that haven't been in them and haven't driven them. I have a guy I know who he jokes. He's just joking around, but he's always like, "Oh, do you need some batteries for your car? Did you run out? Like, do you need a tow? Blah blah blah." Well, he's never been in my car. I'm trying to give him a ride. He's never even really seen it. And he saw my car the other day. He like just looked in the passenger window and he goes, "What the heck? Is that screen standard with the car?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he couldn't believe it. He's like, "There's nothing in here. There's nothing in here." And he just looking around and he's looking at the screen. And then he's like, "Yeah, but it's probably slow or whatever." And then so he stepped back and I just stepped on, the accelerator, and then I backed up and he goes, "Oh, okay, that's really fast." Once people see the car, they know. So the stock is killing it. I'm not a finance person. This is not advice at all. But when you see stocks do this straight up kind of thing, that gets scary. So if we, drop $100 off the price or something, go back to the 420s, I don't see anything wrong with that. Don't freak out too much. It most likely will happen, to be honest, but that's okay. And then the last thing, I talked in the last stream about trying to start an official owners club, a Michigan owners club. So the owner of the Michigan club, there is one Tesla owners club in Michigan. And the owner responded to me eventually, but only once. He hasn't responded since. And I don't know, I talked to the rep at Tesla and, "Oh, Brian, you made it. Hello, Brian." He... Basically, they want you to have a club, like a group of people that regularly gets together, and then you get recognized. It's not that you set up the club first. So I'm still working on this. I would like to do it, but there's a lot to it. I didn't realize this is like a pretty big deal. So if you're in Michigan, especially if you're in like the Michigan Facebook group and you're interested in being involved in this, especially if you want to be like kind of a leader in the group, let me know. Please DM me because I really want to set that up. Okay, so that is my Tesla news. And again, we're aiming for this to be an hour. It may be a little less. I'm limited by the amount I can upload at a time, unfortunately. So it's kind of sad, but that's okay. So, okay, so I'm going to start getting to some questions from you guys. It doesn't look like there's actually all that many. So... that's interesting. Usually there's like way too many and I can't keep up, but I see you guys are having fun in the chat, so that's awesome. Okay, so let me just start with some of these. Mike Stanley asks, "Can I watch this on my Tesla?" The live stream, yeah, if you go in your Tesla right now, I'm pretty sure the live stream would be there. I don't see why not. You can definitely watch it after the fact in your Tesla, and then you can also now listen to it as a podcast. Just search. So if you want to listen as a podcast, you search DirtyTesla Grounded, I think is your best way of finding it. And in my car, it was like came up right away. And that's really easy to do, and the audio is really good. So yeah, you can. There's a lot of ways to watch it in your Tesla. Juan Mendoza asks, "How much does just the cheapest Tesla cost? Like, try to buy it from Tesla, but what is like the cost of the cheapest one?" So the cheapest Tesla you can get right now is $35,000. It's the Model 3. It's rear-wheel drive. It goes 220 miles on a full charge, and it doesn't have autopilot. It doesn't have the premium sound system. It's missing a lot of like little features. It doesn't have fog lights. It doesn't have some of the interior lighting. There's all kinds of stuff that it's missing, but it's not on the website. You actually have to go. You have to call Tesla. And Tai, thank you, Tai. You actually have to call Tesla or email Tesla and specifically request that you get that $35,000 Model 3. You can't order it on the website. Yeah, that's the cheapest one. Now, the thing with that is it's the next level up. I think it's like, so that's 35,000. I think the next level up is like 40,000 or maybe 39,000 or something like that. You get 20 more miles of range. You get autopilot. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. So unless like 35,000 is your hard brick limit, which it may be, it may be, there's no reason to buy that one. Oh, Kane Sebastian, that's awesome, dude. My channel's the reason you bought it. Well, I hope you're enjoying it because it's awesome. So I would not buy that $35,000 one unless it's like your only option. If you can scrape together. If you can manage to save a few more $1,000s, like upgrade to the standard range plus, 100%. Joe Winninger, I remember you from last time, Joe. Did you see the Tesla truck t-shirt? Yes, I did. That's pretty funny, but $35 for a t-shirt is a lot for me. Honestly, I like it. I mean, it's funny and everything, but most people aren't going to get it, and I wouldn't pay $35 for a t-shirt. That's just me. But I like the hat. I want the hat, actually. I might get the Cybertruck hat. That's what I really liked, and it was a way better price. Bishoy Eb El Messi. Hey, so I was wondering, what are your thoughts on the Tesla stock hitting 500 a share today? Do you own any? It actually hit 500 a share, I think it was yesterday. I do own some. I might as well. I always like being open and transparent with you guys. I don't own a whole lot. I own 14 shares, which, like, that's a good amount of money, but that's in, like, you know, a retirement account that it's not like I can just, like, take that and play with it if I want. And so I think it's awesome, and I think it was a long time coming. Tesla's really hit their stride. They're pumping out Model 3s. They're getting more orders than they can fulfill. The Model 3 is profitable. I think every trim is profitable, especially the performance, but all of them, all trims are profitable. You know, a lot of times car manufacturers have a base car that they barely make any money on, and they rely on people upgrading the trim, you know, to make money. That's not true with Tesla. And Gigafactory 3 is huge and gigantic, but even bigger than that is Model Y is coming out this year. SUVs are like the segment. This is what all the car manufacturers are trying to sell. This is where all the money is. This is what people are buying. And like Tesla's been killing the sedan segment when sedan sales are dropping, okay? People aren't even buying sedans, but they're buying the Model 3. Sorry if hitting my desk is annoying on the mic. Once the Y is out, other companies are about to get slaughtered. I really believe that. Other companies are going to be in big, big trouble with this Model Y. That's my belief. Quote me. Travis G, what software version is he on? I am on 2019. How big of a nerd am I? Do I remember this? 2019.40.50.7. You know what? As a side note, just a funny little side note, in my videos, I honestly hate saying that. I don't know why, but it's kind of like, I kind of cringe. I'm like, today guys, we're on update 2019.40.50.7. Like, it's in the title. So I usually only say the last couple numbers. Trenton Miller, thanks for the Model 3 videos. Thank you for the $10. That's very generous of you. I really appreciate that. So if I don't say the version numbers in future videos, that's why, because I cringe every time. And like when I watch other people's videos, they're like, hey guys, today we're on, and like nothing against them. I hate when I say it, you know. Travis G. Travis is a local also, Ben, if you didn't know that. Have you heard or tried the feature that records the Sentry clip when you honk the horn? It is on 2019.40.50, I believe. I saw it on a Derek video. Well, Travis G, I thought you were a huge fan. I guess you're not, because I demonstrated it in a video. Yeah, but just kidding around. I did try that feature, and it works fine. And the nice thing is it delays. So when you actually click the save button to save recordings on Sentry mode, it kind of like overwrites that section. That section gets deleted like right when you click the button. So when you honk the horn, it waits. I don't know. I think I saw, maybe it was Derek was the channel that tested it. I saw some channel tested it, and it was like, I think 5 seconds or 3 seconds or something that they waited. No, it wasn't Derek. It was a really small channel. I forget who they were, but it was a good video. So anyway, yeah, it waits and then it saves the clip. So it works really well. I think it works really well. It could wait a little longer, but it's fine. I'm trying to go back and forth between reading the chat because I don't want to miss anything you guys are saying, but I also don't want to miss questions. So like I have my questions kind of to the right and the chat's over here. Trey Connor just subscribed. He's probably not even here. Let's be honest. He's probably subscribed on. He's watching Road Trip, 1700 Mile Road Trip Part 1. Oh, Tracy. I think I said Trey. Tracy. Take call in questions on the next stream. That would be awesome. Take a call. I could take a call. Somebody want to call me right now? If Mother Frunker's still here, tell him to call me. I don't care. Okay, back to questions. It's Tortellini. What does Dagu Master mean? My shirt. So you guys know me as Dirty Tesla. This is an alternate identity on the internet of mine. This is my gaming identity, and this was actually a Christmas gift many years ago from somebody I played games with, and I mentioned this on the stream last time. You guys asked me about streaming video games, and so I thought it'd be funny to wear it. So there you go. Mother Frunker, Apple Q. Yes, definitely Apple Q. Actually, yeah, I bet against Apple a lot of times, and I lost a lot of times. I like to buy really stupid calls and puts on Robinhood, which if you don't know what those are, I don't want to explain it right now, but it's like basically gambling with stocks. That's basically what it is. And I was like, Apple's dead this time. They're going down. And I was totally wrong. So that's great. Just like the Tesla Q people. Travis G. Has Steph shown any interest in the Mach E? What? No, she has not. She does not like it. No, she hasn't shown any interest. Sorry, I need a drink. Ferber9. Tesla. Oh, Dirty Tesla. Any idea when full self-driving visualization will come to Canada? Saying the word visualization is very difficult. I won Tesla Brian in one of his recent videos. was like having trouble saying it. I was like, yeah, I know. I get it. Mother Frunker, stop. Thank you so much, but please stop that. If you guys don't know Mother Frunker, go. He has a... Did he do that twice on purpose? I don't think he did. But stop doing that. And if you don't know Mother Frunker, go subscribe. He gave me money, so I have to tell you to subscribe to him. No, but seriously, his channel's good. I watch like every one of his videos. Full self-driving visualizations coming to other countries. I don't know. How long was it? We can ask. Wow, what's going on here? We can ask Mother Frunker. How long was it between the U.S. getting Smart Summon and Canada getting Smart Summon? It was like months. So it's gonna be. Second one was a mistake. Well, I owe you. It's gonna be a while, and actually, I kind of feel like it may never come to other countries. I think they may save it for when Full Self Driving's actually out. V-Boy, love your videos, road trip vids in the future. Thank you so much, V-Boy. Road trip vids. So that's one of my most popular videos on the channel. If you haven't seen it, you probably have. Our road trip, 1,700-mile road trip in a Tesla Model 3 or something like that. And we did part 1, which is on the way to California, on the way to North Carolina, and then part 2 was on the way home. And the way to North Carolina, it was actually, I was sub 1,000. I had less than 1,000 subs, and that video is at over 100,000 views now. Not because it blew up at the time, but because it's just still to this day. I mean, it gets a few hundred views a day, which isn't like that successful. But when you get a few hundred views every day for a year, you know what I mean? I mean, that's a lot of views. So that's one of our more popular videos. So V-Boy, to answer your question, road trip vids in the future. So we got a lot. We always get requests for road trip videos. And so we went to New York and we did a road trip to New York, partly to meet a friend who was visiting from England. And oh, thank you, No, for subbing to him. You'll like his stuff. Excuse me. And we did the road trip to New York, and we were all excited. And that's actually when we kind of started these live streams. We did it while driving. But then the videos weren't all that popular, so it was a little disappointing, honestly. And with the baby and working full-time and blah, 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 it's difficult to find the time to do that and, like, the motivation, to be perfectly honest. Thank you, Joe W. I really appreciate that. Dark Blizzard subbing to Mother Frunker. That's very nice. So, yeah, I would like to do road trip videos. Actually, I got requested on Reddit. Somebody wanted me to do the new Canadian superchargers. They wanted me to go from one side to the other with the new version 3 supercharger network, but we can't. I mean, we don't have the time. Stephanie said it would be really fun, but we just can't do it. Okay, back to questions. Okay, so we don't have that many. So this is fun because I can just kind of hang out and chat with you guys. Hopefully, podcast people, if anybody's listening, it's still fun for you. However, you can give me feedback, guys. If you're podcasting, please find a way. When do you expect the next big update? Within 2 months? That's by Ramble Radio. Well, it depends on what you mean by the next big update. If you're talking like huge new feature increases, the next huge feature that we're looking for, unless they surprise us, Tesla will out of nowhere, like the talking car thing, like, oh, here's a big, gotta hit the hay. Goodbye, Ben K. I'm sorry I can't do these earlier. Hey, Mitchell. Dude, Mitchell, guys, I'm sorry I keep going on tangents, but Mitchell Barnow is everywhere at all times. You will see him commenting on every Tesla video. And I actually was watching a Tesla video from like 2 or 3 years ago. And would you believe it? This guy is like the top comment. So he's been doing this for years. He's an expert Tesla commenter. I'm just so impressed. Mother Frunker, I have no idea how to call you, being honest. Maybe next time. Let's set it up for the next stream because I don't know how to do it, but we'll plan. So I was talking about the next big update. So in my opinion, the next big update is going to be stop signs and stoplights. That's going to be a long time. I wouldn't be surprised if it's not until the end of 2020 that we actually get that. Remember for Smart Summon, this is just the car goes 5 miles per hour in a parking lot. It was in early access for months before it was released. Yeah, Discord could work. Before it was released to everybody. And that's just for Smart Summon. Now, maybe they have a better handle on stop signs and stoplights. Maybe for some reason they're easier because the car actually has something to read. I don't know. But if we don't see those till the end of 2020, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm also, at the same time, optimistic we see it by the end of Q2. Just my opinion. Okay. I'm going to open Discord. But to be honest, Mother Frunker, we may just do this next time because I don't want to like take time to play around when people are, listening. I want to keep the flow going. Okay. None of you know my Discord. I'll give you a hint. It's really hard when you look at the camera. Okay, next question. When do you expect the next big update? How do I convince a certain someone that Teslas aren't flashy? At least the 3 and the X. From Matt Krumrein. That is a great question. That is really difficult because this goes back to people not knowing anything about them. People just think they are so expensive and so unnecessary and so they're like a luxury expense. Now, I guess to be fair, they are. If you just need a car, you can get a car for $15,000 or $10,000 or less, okay? But if you have the means to buy this car, by all means, do it. It's not a flashy thing. This is the most practical car I've ever had because there's no maintenance. The fueling is cheap. I love it. It has reduced my stress so much. So, Matt, you might not be able to convince these people that it's not a flashy thing because some aspects of it, of course, it is. It drives itself and it does summon and auto park and it gets software updates and all this crazy stuff. But if it's not expensive to you, again, like $50,000 is a lot of money, or if you buy the cheaper one, $40,000 is a lot of money. But not to everybody. Some people, $50,000 isn't that much. They'll go spend that and buy the car cash and, they're driving home. So you got to show all the practicality standpoints. Talk about no maintenance. Talk about it's full every morning. You don't have to go to the gas station anymore. It's cheaper over the life of the car. So if you take a car that costs the same price, or even a slightly cheaper car, after 5 years, the Tesla is cheaper for you to own. You got to kind of play up those aspects. But, I mean, to be fair, it is, in some aspects, a flashy car. So, Travis G. Have you ever heard about the AllWeather Kits apparently coming out? Yeah, Travis, we actually talked about that on the last live stream. And for now, Tesla Australia, come visit Australia. I need to make that text bigger because I can't read it. I would love to visit Australia. First of all, thank you for the tip. Yeah, Australia is a dream of mine, but that's very expensive. I'll get back to you in a second, Travis. But thank you. Anyway, we'll talk to Travis. So the all-weather kits right now are Canada only, but after the last live stream, New Zealand and some other country got them too. And They're not looking too good, guys. They're not looking too good. You should just stick with the aftermarket ones. I have the ones on my car. I have a video. If you just I think if you just search like Tesla mud flaps on Google, I think my video is like the first result, which is really cool. So just look for that. That's what you want. Is you just want the aftermarket ones, because Teslas, they don't have that much coverage, and it looks like a lot of goop is getting in. Now, I'm sure some mud and stuff gets into mine too, but it doesn't look like it's as bad. Tai, when will you get hardware 3? Anger emoji. What happened here? Are you guys still chatting? There's like no chat. Somebody say something so I know you're all still there. So yeah, I don't know when I'm getting hardware 3, man. It's okay, you're chatting. Thank you. I just saw that Tesla Raj is getting his hardware 3, and the theme seems to be that you have something with your car and you complain about it, and Tesla goes, oh, by the way, your hardware 3 is ready. So I'm trying to find something wrong with my car, honestly. One time, I'm so mad I didn't take pictures. I had the condensation on my cameras. I am going to get a picture of that, and I'm going to complain and see if they'll fix it. And, oh, by the way, your hardware 3 is ready. So I don't know. I'm pretty angry about that. I'm not angry, but I'm annoyed. Bowman Valentine. Why do states still blacklist Tesla sales, even though Tesla is the most valuable American car company? I don't know. I do know. It's not that they blacklist Tesla so much. It's that they have archaic laws that say you have to have a dealer, like a car dealer, to sell cars. You can't direct sale. So like when you buy something from Best Buy, it's a direct sale. You're buying it from Best Buy. When you buy a car, traditionally you go to a dealer, and Ford sells their car to the dealer, and the dealer sells their car to you. And there were reasons for that in the past, but they're gone now. There's no reason for that anymore. And states just haven't. Oh, Two Wheel Cruise. Check out his channel if you haven't seen it. He lives in Japan and he does cycling. His channel's pretty interesting. And he's my friend from like elementary school, to be fair, to be totally transparent. But so a lot of states haven't updated their laws, and then there were lobbies, like people are like paying money so the states won't change their laws. But yes, like Ben said, specifically Michigan. Of course, we have the big three here, and they don't want to compete. They just want to not have competition, which is just ridiculous. Yeah, so that's why. Violin Prodigy, hello. I hope you're enjoying your car, Violin. Is the Model Y really coming in a month? Oh, we talked about that in the beginning. No, it's not. My opinion is that people just got a little carried away with the certificate that came out about the Model Y. And it's like, get over it, guys. Like, you don't know that that's happening. It could. To be fair, it could. But, the point of YouTube is to get clicks, right? So don't get me wrong. Like, I want more views. Everybody wants more views. Like we want that. That helps us. But I didn't like that from a couple of the channels I saw. Whatever, do your thing. But it's not. There's no evidence it's actually coming out in a month. So I don't know right now. I'm sorry. We'll have to do this at another stream, Nick. Okay, that was a violin. Stephen Korfman. Do you have an affiliate link for the covered doggo beds? I do. Yeah, somebody I think already did it, but if you just do this ! Dogs, that is actually my affiliate link. So if you want those beds. Now, the ones I linked to are pretty expensive, honestly, and we did buy some of those, but there are cheaper options, and we've also bought those. So the two you're looking at are the expensive ones, and then upstairs we have some of the cheaper ones. And honestly, the dogs actually prefer the more expensive ones, but whatever. Dude, I live in Michigan. What city do you live in? Pepperjack1. I live in Holly, but I'm Fenton Schools, and I'm not in Oakland County, so it's really goofy. But yeah, I'm in Holly. Shaman Entertainment, what up, brother? Tai, what is your full-time job again? I'm a molecular biologist. We talk about this every stream, guys. This is going to just become trivia. I'm not going to answer it anymore. And then, for a while, people will know, like, oh, he's a molecular biologist. We know that. But then after a long time of me not talking about it, they're going to be like, wait, are you sure? He's never confirmed it. And then it's going to be like, no, he's a software developer. He drives Tesla, duh. So that's what this is going to turn into. Carolyn Zielinski. Does Tesla mobile service come into Michigan? How far north do they come? Great question, Carolyn. They definitely do. As far as I know, they cover all of Michigan. Now, the UP, I don't know, but I'm in Holly, so I'm like here-ish, and they come to me. They have come to my house. I live in the middle of the woods, if you haven't seen a lot of my videos, like way away from everything. And they actually came to my house. You can also schedule them at your work. So I work in Ann Arbor, and I figured that would be easier for them. So I've had mobile service 2 times. One time was for a broken door handle. And then, Steven, if she needs any help, let me know about molecular biology. One time was for a broken door handle. I have a video about that. And the second time was to change my tires. I have a video about that. But so they come like to the mitten. I think they come anywhere as far as I know. Make Java command? No, Tai, I'm not going to make Java command because it's going to turn into a crazy rumor. And then I can make a shirt about it. Does Tesla... Okay, Joe W. Do you ever hear noises when supercharging? Yes, Joe. You will get a lot. So when you supercharge, especially in the cold, and on older cars or whatever, you get a lot of popping and stuff. A lot of banging, and that's the metal of the battery, not the battery, but the casing around the battery is expanding and contracting with the hot battery and the cold air. So I'll even sometimes, whoa, Shaman Entertainment, thank you so much. That is way too nice of you. I appreciate that. Fed the baby. Nice job, dude. No, Nick, you delete that right now. S.H. Raf Saeed. I see your question. I'll get to it. Excuse me, guys. What was I saying? Oh, supercharging noises. They happen. I'm sorry. I feel like I need to give like 5 paragraphs for every question because I really, really want to answer it for you. It's perfectly normal. There was a service bulletin about it where you could get it fixed, but I don't know. Like, I complained about it actually. Oh my gosh, that's what I'm going to complain about. Let's see if they have my hardware 3. I did complain about it once, but they said, no, it's fine. So it is fine. There's no problem with that. Kurt Bear, rumor, is Tesla closer to coming to Michigan? Any thoughts? No, it is not at all. I don't think Tesla is any closer to coming to Michigan. They're in the middle of a lawsuit, but from what I've heard, it's just stuck. It's just stuck. It's just sitting there. Nothing is happening with the lawsuit. So I don't know. I don't know that much about it. There's this guy on Twitter, David Heron is his, like, not his @ symbol, but his name on Twitter, and he's a legal dude. He's in Michigan. He might be here. I don't know. And he has talked to me about it a bit, but I don't understand all that much about it, to be honest with you. Travis G. Any ideal features you wish Tesla would add? I want to hear heated steering wheel so bad. That's the one thing I'm really missing is a heated steering wheel. Besides that... I don't know. I love the car. I have no complaints at all, honestly. I mean, a little bit more range, I would like. I mean, that might sound crazy. Like, so my car's rated 310, but in the winter, so I drive 70 miles round trip, so to work and back per day. And I charge up to 90% in the morning. And my car is usually about 270 or so when I leave. I'm going to make a video about this, by the way. And I get to work with 220 miles about. So in my 35-mile drive, I use about 50 miles. And then my car sits there all day. And that makes the efficiency go down because it gets cold. And then I go back home, and by the time I get home, I'm at like 150, 160 miles. So I lose like 40% of my battery only going 70 miles. So I would like a 400-mile range Model 3, which there's rumors about. I don't need it by any means. I've never, ever... I've had the car almost a year. I've never had an issue with my range, but it would just be nice to have, you know? I mean, why not? If I'd like $1 million too, but, you know, I'm not going to have that. Bowman Valentine, did you know Tesla Daily mentioned you in one of his podcasts? No, I didn't. That's so nice of him. If you could send me that podcast, I always love hearing other people's thoughts. Now you know, if you guys know that channel, I'm sure you do. It's a very big channel. They mentioned me in one of their patron things about when my car avoided the barrel. So that was very nice of them. And they even said, like, go subscribe to him. I was like, oh my gosh, you guys are so nice. So go subscribe to Now You Know if you've never heard of the, they have almost 200,000 subs. Me, you should make a Dirty Tesla Discord. I could make a Dirty Tesla Discord. Maybe I'll make it patrons only. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'll make a Dirty Tesla Discord. That's fine. If you guys want a Discord, you get a Discord. Catcher's Dad 12. With the Supercharger network so extensive in the US and Canada, do you see the price of Model 3 coming down in the next year or so? I'm not sure how an extensive supercharger network relates to that. Maybe you're saying they're preparing for more Model 3s to be on the road. I do see the Model 3 price coming down. So the interesting thing about these cars is, no, Nick, shut up. The interesting thing about these cars is their tech, right? And so over time, tech gets cheaper. And like the batteries are getting cheaper. So eventually they can, so the main strategy I think Tesla's going to take here is instead of like having a 100 kilowatt hour battery, let's say that goes 400 miles. And then next year they can now fit a 110 kilowatt hour battery that goes 440 miles for the same price. That's not what they're going to do. They're going to give you the same, they're going to give you a smaller battery now that goes the same range and charge you the same. Vitor Prairie, thank you so much. But you're probably not here. It's so funny. Most of the subscribers are probably watching other videos. So I think the cars will get cheaper over time, but I don't think it's going to be dramatically fast. I don't know. It's a really difficult question because you also can't have a car for $10,000 that like is like a Model 3. I don't see that happening so much. It's not possible. Like the demand, price and demand thing doesn't work out. And the other thing with the superchargers, to finish this question off, they're not extensive enough in California. Have you seen some of those videos? People will wait like hours for a charge, which is like scary. I've never had that experience, but that would suck. Will Arlay, why are over 80% of Tesla owners men? Any women in this chat? Well, I mean, it's kind of stereotypical for guys to like cars, right? And tech, guys to like tech. Computer Tutorials 12 just subscribed. Thank you. Oh, you are here. That's awesome. Well, thank you for subscribing. Vitor, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but VPB are your initials. So, I don't know. It's just like guys like tech, and like, I don't know. I don't think it really matters that much. But it's just the way it is for now. My channel is like 99% guys watching it or something. Travis G, if your channel takes off enough, do you think you would leave your daily job and be a full-time YouTuber? That depends if anyone from my work is watching. No, they're not. So if you want to know my real plan with that, I would love to be a full-time YouTuber. It's kind of been a dream of mine. But my real plan, if I hit a certain... I do have YouTube videos coming, by the way. I don't have time for all this crap. Mother frunker, get out of here. If I hit a certain dollar amount per month, which I'm not comfortable sharing right now, I will request that my work let me work 4 days a week instead of 5. And a 32-hour week, basically, not 40 hours. I mean, if they wanted four days at 40 hours, I would do that too. But a 32-hour week, so they can pay me less, I work a little less, then I have more time for YouTube, I have more time for Stephanie and baby, and then I think YouTube could kind of launch off that. I look at these other channels. I shouldn't talk about this too much. Most people don't care, but you see other channels and they just have like this blow up moment where like they have this video hit 1 million views or 2 million views, and I'm just like, my videos just always stop out. I mean, I'm not complaining. My channel's doing very well. I'm so thankful. I'm very happy. But they get to the 100, 200, 300,000 views, and then they just kind of die. And I don't know what it is. I don't know why. Come on, YouTube. Algorithm, help me. Jaden Cofield. Hello. If you were going on a vacation, could you leave your Tesla at home plugged in up to the charger unit until you got back home? Jaden, that is a really good question. You most definitely can do that, and Tesla recommends that you leave the car plugged in as often as possible whenever you're not driving. So, of course, if you park at work and there's no charging, then you can't charge. But if you're at home and you charge at home, you should always be plugged in all the time if you're not driving. So if you go on vacation and you're gonna, a normal vacation is a week or maybe 2 or 3 weeks. Who cares? Like, that doesn't matter. I would set my maximum charge to 70% just to kind of help with the battery a bit. And then, oh, Mother Frunker, that's so nice. You're doing a great job. I think you have best content. That almost sounds like sarcasm, but you didn't put a /s. Everyone give a like right now. Thank you, Volts. I always forget. I don't like asking for likes and stuff. Concentrate on the questions, Chris. Yeah, you can leave it plugged in. Now, if you were going on an extended vacation, let's say you're just like crazy and you go on vacations for like 3 or 4 months at a time, you 100% want to be plugged in at least to a 120 volt outlet and set your battery percentage down to 50%. Lithium ion batteries are happiest in the middle. So if they're going to have to sit there and be stored, that's why your electronics come with 50% charge almost all the time. You want to let your car sit at 50% while you're, you're not using it. So yeah, you can leave it, no problem at all. Agu Boy, does getting in and out of the Model 3 a problem? Does it warrant me getting the Model Y? Well, that's a good question, but I think it's a pretty personal question. I don't have a problem, but I'm 30 and I don't have any injuries or anything. Maybe if I was like 80 or I had bad knees or something, it might be a problem. Or if I was really tall, I'm I was gonna say my height, but it's kind of awkward. I'm like exactly average height. I'm not very tall, and I'm not very short. I'm just average. So I don't have any problem. I know it annoys Stephanie. She doesn't like getting in and out of it, especially like putting the baby in and out of it is kind of annoying. And she has an Equinox, and it's a lot easier to get in and out of that. So if you have problems getting into lower cars, then this isn't going to be any different. You'll still have a problem getting into this one. And I would get, bye, Mother Frunker, thank you for coming. And I would get the Model Y. Like right now, I would love the Model Y, to be fair, but I do not need it by any means, and it has slightly lower range than the 3, although I think there may be news that it's higher, but we'll see. So it depends. If you have trouble getting in low cars, yeah, this will be no different. Rumpy Doo-Doo. Can you upgrade a rear-wheel drive with a salvaged front motor? Oh my gosh, I don't know. That's a sweet question, though. You should ask Rich Rebuilds. I noticed he does premieres for most of his videos, which is probably really smart because then people are like super chatting the whole time. But he's actually very responsive for the amount of people he has watching. I mean, he'll have, we're at 100 people, so it's very easy for me to talk to everybody. But he'll have thousands of people, and he'll respond to most of them. He's responded to me several times. So if you can catch Rich Rebuilds on one of his premieres or live streams, you should ask him. He might respond to you. You might give him a video idea. Stephen Korfman. Is it normal that when I hit the floor in the middle of the back seats, it sounds like hitting a steel drum? Thank you, Tai Tai. Do you actually own your Tesla, or did you finance it? I financed it. I put a big fat down payment so that my car is worth more than my loan, but I did finance it. So I hope to pay it off early, though, with YouTube. So, but we haven't done that yet, so I haven't started paying extra. Stephen Korfman. Is it normal when you hit the floor in the middle of the seats, it sounds like hitting steel drum? Yeah, I noticed that. It's pretty funny, isn't it? It is normal. It's very strange, and it almost makes the car sound kind of like cheap and hollow, but perfectly normal. Okay. Simbad, California, I assume. Simbad CA. If you preheat the car, does the steering wheel still need to be heated? Simbad, that's a good point. No, if you preheat the car, the steering wheel's fine. My problem comes in so one of the worst parts about an electric car is winter driving in general, honestly. Winter driving kind of sucks because your efficiency is garbage and your heat sucks. The heat can be good, don't get me wrong, like it's nice that it's instantly available, but if you turn it up really hot, then your range is like even more garbage. Then it's going to be anyway, even with the heat off, the range is garbage. So if you like turn it up to 78 or 80, then your range is just really bad. Aaron Ham, thank you so much. You pre-ordered the Cybertruck. Awesome. Referral codes don't work on Cybertruck, but I still appreciate it. So when I'm driving my Model 3 normally, I keep my heat about 68, which is not cold, but colder than I'd like. And so my hands get cold. I mean, they get cold driving with it at 68. Now, if I drove around with my heat at 78 everywhere, that'd be great. But then my watt hours per mile, sorry, I'm about to get really nerdy, would be like over 400. And I just don't want it. Now, I could make it to home and work all day with that, but it's a waste of money. I can see the dollars, the cents creeping away as my efficiency gets worse and worse. So I want the heated steering wheel because like the heated seats, it's way more efficient. And then I can keep my hands warm. But then the other thing is like autopilot. Like, come on, who's got their hands on the wheel, right? Abram Levy. Do you think Tesla will start delivering Model Y next month? Yeah, we talked about this, but that's okay. I can hit on it again. I know people are coming and going. No, I do not think they will do that. That's what I'm going to say. But they could. It's possible, but no, I don't think so. Oh my gosh, watch me be wrong. I would feel really stupid. I'm going to be honest. I'd feel really stupid if they start delivering it next month. Vitor, who just subscribed. Do you think that Tesla will one day come to countries like Brazil and India? I think India for sure, because they're the most populated country, and they just have a lot of people, and they're getting industrialized. So yeah, for sure. Brazil is like, as far as I understand, Brazil's kind of chaos right now. I don't like take that offensively, but that's my view of it from American news and from like my point of view. And so I don't know so much about that. But yeah, I think, once Tesla's big enough and they can supply, the problem is with the countries they're in, they still can't make enough cars. So I don't think they're looking to expand to new countries yet. But as they, ramp up production and make more gigafactories and stuff, yeah, I think so. Brian Jocelyn, this is not a huge paragraph. I'm disappointed. Just kidding. Wouldn't decreasing to a 32-hour work week switch you to a part-time employee and possibly less vacation time ability? That's a great point. I think 32 hours is still eligible at my company anyway. You're still eligible for all the benefits. I would get less vacation time because your vacation time is based off of how many hours you work. But it wouldn't switch me to, I would still get my insurance and stuff. That's kind of the goal with staying there. If a 32-hour work week would take away like my insurance and stuff like that, then I wouldn't. It's not an option. I mean, it's honestly not an option. But Matt Crumrine, do you think the Y will cannibalize some sales of the 3? Do you see the cost of the 3 going down over the next year, or the Y going up after launch? That's a great question, Matt. Heck yes. I see Model Y destroying Model 3 sales. Maybe I'm being a little dramatic, but no. I think Model Y is going to cannibalize, quote unquote, I did air quotes for you podcast listeners, Model 3 sales, but that's a good thing. That's a good thing because the Model Y costs more, but it doesn't cost more to make. That's not 100% correct, but it's like correct enough that I kind of want to leave it there. But like if it costs 10% more for me to buy it, it costs like 1% more for Tesla to make it. So every Y they sell instead of a 3, they're making more money. So they want to sell more Ys than 3s. So they hope it gets cannibalized, right? So that's kind of that. All right, we have 8 minutes left in the stream. I have to be strict with these because, again, now that I'm uploading them as a podcast, I'm kind of restricted by the file size upload. So I want to say thank you. I appreciate everybody being here. I'm going over the next few questions, but I'm just letting you know I'm going to be pretty serious about the cutoff. I haven't been in the past. So, Savage Thug. Oh my gosh, I'm scared. I will answer your question, sir. Hey, can you please, yes, sir, mentioning some Model X news as well? You're the only Tesla YouTuber I watch. However, I have a Model X. Please keep up the good work. Okay, just for you, sir, I will. Model X coming up. I actually love the Model X. That is my favorite of all the Teslas. Because, again, I'm like a practical kind of person, and like it's like crazy expensive. But like the storage room you get, and you get the range, and you get it all. You get everything with the Model X. I just love that car. But I can't afford it, unfortunately. So I would love to have it. I will do my best to cover more Model X stuff, but to be honest, there's not all that much. But yeah, I will keep that in mind. Thank you for letting me know. Newton Tomoke. That's a cool name. Would you suggest a new $35,000 Model 3 or a used $30,000 Model S? Dang, that's such a good question. So I played this game a lot before I got my Model 3, comparing, used S's to I see is the stream lagging? I hope not. Tell me if it's lagging. Comparing used S's to, what am I saying? To new 3s, because the prices can be comparable. I would not buy the $35,000 Model 3. I would get, it's such a hard question. If you can't afford the Standard Range Plus basic, then I would highly consider the S. Yes, I would, depending on how many miles it had and what year it is. Especially if you're getting, no, don't cut off questions. Keep sending them. If you're getting a loan, you don't want too old of a car. I mean, whatever. It's a huge question. But I would, yes, that's great. I would pick a used S over the standard range Model 3, but I would pick the standard range plus Model 3 over the used S, like all day. Will Arlie. Will the Model Y max out the capacity of Fremont factory? From what I've heard, Fremont's like done. I mean, it's like pretty maxed. It's just full of machines and stuff everywhere. So yeah, I think it will. They're gonna build them. They're gonna start building them like elsewhere, and I don't know exactly what their plan is for America. All right, rapid fire. Here we go. McTesla 3, are you planning to sell your wife's car and buy a Model Y? My wife's car is a lease, and she like barely drives. So after this lease, we'll probably just get her a junker, and she can use whatever Tesla I own, which will be the Cybertruck, I hope. Cut off questions? No. Tai, is autopilot still broken for hardware 2? Yes, it sure is. Jim Meek, great videos. Thanks. Thank you, Jim. You have been very helpful. What do you think about frosty mode for cold environments to reduce settings for snow ice conditions? I'm assuming you mean like reduce the regen and acceleration. I don't think that's necessary at all. I mean, as an option, I guess, why not? But I don't know. I don't think you need that. Some people like it. I don't reduce anything. I just friggin' kill it. Tom Stewart, Chris, what are your go-to phone apps when traveling? Plug, share, etc. I use, if you're talking about like road trips and stuff, I use a better route planner. I use the website. They actually just released an app, so I haven't used that on a road trip yet. But that's one I would for sure have because I like their planning better than Tesla's built-in planning. PlugShare, yep, is a huge one. And I don't know. I don't really use anything else. And even PlugShare, I barely ever use. Actually, when we went to North Carolina at our destination, we only had a NEMA 1450. And Ben, you can stop the questions because I'm caught up. They only had a NEMA 14 or a NEMA 515, like the small normal wall outlet at our place we were renting. So I used PlugShare and I found the Tesla charger at a restaurant, and we went and plugged in for free and ate at the restaurant. So I have used it, but not very much. I pretty much only use superchargers. Model Y liftgate makes it way more appealing. Oh, I know, I want that so bad. By broken, I mean, does it still do the stuff it did in his latest autopilot challenge? Yes, it still does all that. Isn't that chill mode in a nutshell? Yeah, but Nick, I think Jim is also referring to the winter mode or whatever, or frost mode. He also wants his reduced regen, which is just awful, Jim. Do not reduce your regen at any cost. Even if you're going to slide off the road, you need regen. I'm just kidding, but don't turn it off. Can I get hardware 3 for my 2018 Model X? I have full self-driving. Then yeah, you can, Savage Thug. If you have full self-driving and you're at least hardware 2, yes, you can. I think I was using a heat pump instead of a resistive heater. Yeah, but heat pumps are not very good when it gets too cold. Do you think one day we'll be able to see all the camera views on the screen? I go back and forth on that one because, like, if the car is really full self-driving, you don't need that. But yes, I think for changing lanes, I think they're going to add it eventually. What's your favorite part of being a dad? Oh, we back Tesla. That's a great question. When baby smiles, it's just like so nice. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just so funny. Like, she's just like looking around, and she's very, I mean, I don't know babies that well, but I guess babies are just kind of like looking all over, and then you like say her name or make a funny noise, and she's, you know, does this huge smile. That's always like the best. And yes, of course, feeding the baby is good. Whatever she wants to, so she won't scream anymore. That's what I want to do, because she is loud. Oh my gosh. Jim Meek, mirrors out and wipers up. Oh, Jim, that's a good point. So people talk about the mirrors getting frozen, so the mirrors fold in, and then they'll get frozen that way, and then also your wipers will get stuck, and like to put the wipers up, you have to go into service and like put them up. So it's kind of a pain. I guess I could see that. I haven't needed it because I guess, I don't know, my mirrors haven't frozen yet. Maybe I'm just lucky. And I always preheat for 10 to 15, actually like 15 to 20 minutes before I drive. So wipers haven't been an issue either. Needs better blind spot visualization. Yeah, blind spot's kind of lacking. Okay, well, thank you. I'm going to wrap it up there. I've caught up to all the questions. Thank you so much, everybody. This was like tons of fun. I hope you enjoyed the new OBS stuff and the little, you know, these little guys, these little ding, ding, ding. We got, you know, a little super chat. Like, that's super nice of you. I appreciate the subscribers, the likes, the views. And I just love talking with you guys. So whenever you have a question, please feel free to comment on any video. I get a notification. so replies to YouTube comments, I don't always get a notification for that. New comments, 99% of the time I do. Sometimes I still don't. Ari, come here. No, they're sleeping. If you need anything, DM me on Twitter. I just opened my DMs. They were closed, but I opened them. And what the heck? He's super chatted $5 million. Thanks, dude. So I'm happy to help you at any time. Thank you for watching. If you're podcasting, thank you for podcasting. Please give me feedback on that. And that was Grounded. I will see you it's every 2 weeks for episode 6 already. All right. Thanks, guys. See you later.